war, not a cold war, just a warm war going on between Western countries, especially NATO allies, Russia and China. This is no news to you, right? So, unfortunately, Pakistan has chosen to be between a rock and the hard place. Pakistan's every single progress, right from 1950, 1958, even 1948 actually, 1948 Kawati, it has been supported, financed by US. Chado US government, 1913 the baseline the dollars में, 1948 Kawati, 2018 time, US government alone has provided $67 billion to Pakistan. Wow. I'm not talking about IMF, I'm not talking about World Bank, I'm not talking about Canadian help, I'm not talking about Europe, I'm not talking about anything else that is primarily influenced by USA. If USA doesn't want, you're not going to get a penny from IMF or USAID or anybody. All that is, whether we like it or we don't, whether we disagree, of course, America के national interest पे है. We cannot look at America from Pakistani perspective. वो चाहे अपन थोड़ी हैं Americans, right? They have their own national interest. Unfortunately, Pakistan doesn't know what their national interest is. It's to the juries out there. They don't know or they don't care. So the question is, they saw, Chinese very quickly saw, they wanted a very quick access to the warm waters through Balochistan, but they realized that that was not going to be a cakewalk. Not going to be a cakewalk. Because Balochistan has nothing to lose except poverty. Do you know that 80% of Pakistani population, that's not my numbers, 80% of Pakistani population still lives in rural areas. Wow. 62% of Balochistan population lives under poverty line. Wow. Javed.
62%.
62%. These are the IMF numbers 2018. I'm not pulling them from my ears. 62% below poverty. Highest gap between poor and rich. Tell me which province that would be. Sindh. 30% gap in Sindh between poor and rich. Pakistan's top third highest rich city or district is Karachi. And then is Lahore. But here's the news for you. See, that is why I have been saying it for a long time now, that Sindh is in search of friends, not enemies. Let us build the common bonds with people who are living through misery like they are in every province. Karachi, although it is one of the richest ones, but Karachi ke andar 2.5% of poor people live in Karachi. 2.5% of the entire Pakistan live in Karachi. 2.4% poor people of entire Pakistan live in Lahore. So, this is serious matter. This is really a serious matter. Sindh has not, majority of the people of Sindh, Balochistan is the worst case. Don't have potable water, don't have access to gas, don't have access to electricity, don't have access to education, 25% only. 25% of female population in Sindh gets a primary school education. 20, these are all IMF numbers, not mine. I can show it to you. Google, you will find out. 2018. सवाल ये तो पैदा थे, Javed asked me, okay, let's talk about Sindh. Well, this is a very active volcano. They learned the lesson, Chinese have learned the lesson, and they have almost, as a matter of fact, they have closed the books on water. They have closed the books on water. I'm telling you, now they have a second plan, backup plan, for which the government of Pakistan is going to give them more money. They should fund themselves. Now they are funding to fund China, because even Gwadar, although we give them free access, not even a single employment was created for Balochis in Gwadar, and yet Pakistan owes China money. It's not a free project. At the highest interest rate. You go talk to the people in Ceylon, you go to Sri Lanka, go talk to other African countries, what China has done to them. Nigeria. So now they're thinking of taking our route, straight from Sindh. Now they're thinking of building a completely fresh, new port exclusively for China. And that already Pakistan has committed a major disaster for itself. It has become a proxy country for China. And everybody knows, even the kids know, that when the superpowers fight, they don't throw even a stone at each other. They're recruiting the small, stupid countries which they can make the battlefields. And of all the people, Pakistanis always have a head up in the air. Please look at us. Yes, always. I mean, you're looking for a good battleground. You find government of Pakistan raises its head. हमने भी तो देख लिया जरा. पहले एकदम we went into the American pocket. Now we went in the other direction. There is no rational. They don't know what national interest is, because there is no national interest. There's establishment interest. There's armed forces and military interest. I mean, they own 57% of the assets. And on one side, Pakistan is begging every country, $3 billion. I mean, look at every time you go through the begging bowl. Total is about $6.5 billion they're trying to get from IMF. And one of the largest military welfare organizations in Pakistan have $20 billion revenue per year. And guess what? Before they passed this mini joke budget, they gave tax exemption to all those military welfare organizations, which they are not going to pay a single penny in tax. Whereas they increase the tax on the people. Will the people of Pakistan understand that? No, they won't. If they will, I think they do, but they have no courage to say anything about it. Understand it? Like disappearances. Look at the disappearances. So to answer your question, I think Pakistan, unfortunately, is shooting itself in its own feet at the same time. And Sindh will become, unfortunately, a major battleground. And because Sindh is where the Pakistan becomes feasible. Otherwise, there's no difference between Pakistan and Sindh, Pakistan. It's a landlocked country. There's no Gwadar and Balochistan, which are the natural allies. I don't know. We have failed to actually make it that way. The very सख्त ज़रूरत यह है तो Sindh and Balochistan, their interest equal. Both Sindh and Balochistan can survive together. They can lose together. They will lose it together, and they have to win together. There's no other solution.
So what Sindhi diaspora can do?
Okay, so now Sindhi diaspora, very practically speaking, well, Sindhi diaspora let's not expect too much from them. But the reason the Sindhi diaspora has been aging. Asaja Bharajek, they've got no association with Sindh, they probably won't even know how to spell it. A lot of them wouldn't know where their father was born or their mother was born. If you tell them this, they won't be able to pronounce it. So the question is, we have aged. When we were fresh, some of us still stubborn, we're not going to, confess we are defeated. We are not defeated, and we'll continue fighting. But a lot of people have given up. The politics of SANA, I'm coming back to SANA, absolutely. 100% सही थी. हिकिड़ी तव्हांखे मां थोरो जेको आहे उहो थोरो वज़ाहत कयां. जॾहिं मां उन तुरम खान हुयुसि या आहियां, मां जॾहिं SANA जो प्रेसिडेंट थियुसि त ॿियो कमु कया हुजनि या कया हुजनि, हिकिड़ो कमु कयो मूं फेम फंड जेको आहे उहो मूं ठाहियो ऐं डॉक्टर फेरोज़ अहमद जेको आहे उहो उन में डेडिकेट कयो. ऐं उहो फेम फंड जेको आहे, आई थिंक एनीथिंग एल्स लास्ट और डज़ंट लास्ट, बट फेम फंड डज़. ऐं फेम फंड जेको आहे एतिरो ई मज़बूत आहे जेतिरो असां हुनखे कंट्रीब्यूट करे सघूं था. छाकाणि जो ज़ाहिर आहे हिकिड़ो माण्हू आगा ज़फ़र या ॿियो को माण्हू अकेलो पंहिंजे केसनि मां पैसा कोन ॾींदो. We all have to contribute to that fund. It will be only weaker as we less contribute, as strong as we contribute. But I honestly, I don't know. President Naya, Nakoma Executive Council जो member आया, मुखे SANA के में active part play के मुझे ज़मानो थी हुआ, छाकाणि मां Executive Council जो member आया. And ॿियो असां में घट में घट protocol असां में आहे. We have a protocol. जेके असांजा पुराना presidents आहिनि या general secretaries आहिनि, unwritten protocol आहे. We really don't be critical of the sitting executive council because we believe that it is a democratic organization. It has to be a democratic organization, and they have a freedom to make mistakes. Let them learn from their mistakes. And it's up to the people and the members of SANA to put it back on the track if they think it's not on the track. Having said that, I want to clarify one thing. Javed Sahab is one of the pioneers. I'm not. I joined SANA in 1986, 87. I moved to Bonn. Yeah. Javed, Khalid Hashwani. Yeah.
Member number 1.
Khalid Hashwani.
Vice President.
Aftab Qazi. Aftab Qazi, Javed Laghari, Khalid Hashwani. जी सही कुलागा में असां जो मेमण साहब
निरंजन दुदानी.
हाँ निरंजन दुदानी he knows better.
इक़बाल जीअं तव्हां आया हुयो SANA ते ऐं तव्हां बि वेठा आहियो त थोरो तव्हां इन ते नज़र विझंदव त SANA ठही छो.
मां उन ते अचां थो मां इहो रिमाइंड कराइणु चाहियां थो सभिनी SANA जे एग्ज़ेक्यूटिव काउंसिल जे मेंबर्स खे जेके बि आहिनि ऐं जेके थींदा जेके पहिरियों रहिया. SANA जो मिशन जेको आहे, I mean, although we're very happy that they socialize, cross generation जेका socialization थिए थी, जेका मां undermine नथो करणु चाहियां, उहा ॾाढी important आहे. ॾाढियूं diaspora organizations जेके they've died, become only one generation organization. इहो बि SANA जो हिकिड़ो miracle आहे जो SANA हर साल मिले थी, ॿार हिक ॿिए सां मिलनि था. I don't care if they don't do anything else. This is worth $1 billion. I'm being very, छाकाणि छड़ो तनक़ीद करणु जेका आहे उहा that is really not rational. Okay? ऐं दायरादारी खां कमु वठणु खपे. पर SANA जो मिशन जेको हो उहो हो सिंध जो मिशन. इन करे SANA ठही. SANA जेको आहे उहो सोशलाइज़ेशन जे लाइ न ठही. असां उन मिशन जेको आहे SANA जो, SANA सिंधी माण्हू सिंधी असांजा जेके धरती आहे, धरती जा माण्हू आहिनि, SANA wanted to be ambassador of Sindhi, nation of Sindh. We wanted to be a voice of people of Sindh. We are not. We have intentionally refused to be that. There's a lot of people who have for a long time been trying to call it a community organization. It's not a community organization alone. It is a community, but it's not alone community organization. Why? Well, I don't go to SANA anymore, not that I cannot afford. What am I going to go for? What am I going to do there? I know a lot of friends, American friends, they're so dear to me. I can go and sit down with them and socialize and party, and they know how to throw the parties. They really know how to throw the parties. So if there's going to be a party in SANA minus Sindh, why would I go there? Absolutely not. So if you're going to lose the mission, then you have lost the organization, and it won't survive for a long time. So तेजे करे मां गुजारिश करूस मां सिर्फ गुजारिश करे सघां थो त प्लीज़ गेट इट बैक ऑन द ट्रैक। ये ट्रेन जेका है वो हबीबकोट जे जंक्शन ते न बीहारे। तव्हां ख़बर हबीबकोट जे जंक्शन में छा थींदो आहे? तव्हां अची ॻाल्हि आहे हबीबकोट जे जंक्शन में सोना ख़बर अथई छा थींदो आहे? उहो लास्ट जंक्शन हूंदी आहे, उन में गाॾी जेका आहे इंजन जेका आहे उनजो डायरेक्शन चेंज कंदा आहिनि। उहो हिकिड़ो तमामु अजीब डिवाइस आहे। The engine जेका है वो your track a circular track, huh? Have you all seen that? Okay, so circular track है वो जो गाड़ी ने भेज दिया, they just science, you know, they just push it and it just changes the direction and then goes back. so I think let us remove the Habibkot junction from SANA.
Again, I think it's